Dear students, we will continue Hodgkin's disease, and we have seen regarding the four types of Reed-Steinberg cells, and based on that we explained regarding four types of Hodgkin's disease also according to Ray, which is followed since 1966. And something regarding the disease like epidemiology most frequently occur in age group of 15 to 35 and 50 years. So it has a bimodal frequency or incidence. So most commonly is in between two age groups, that is 15 to 35 age, and next peak is occurring more than or over 50 years. And more common in males except nodular sclerosis, which is more common in females. So the fourth variety, that is nodular sclerosis, second variety, that is nodular sclerosis, is usually seen in females. Other three like lymphocyte predominance type, mixed cellularity type, and lymphocyte depletion type, these three types are more commonly seen in males. And there is an increased incidence in HIV infections. So that is another important point regarding the incidence and epidemiology of Hodgkin's disease. Next we can see the classification, that is a staging classification. As it is a tumor, it has a neoplasm within it, it has a staging. So this staging is based on Ann Arbor. So write down the name, that is Ann Arbor, ANNARBER. This is the clinical staging which is widely accepted by the people in world, that is Ann Arbor staging system for Hodgkin's disease. So mainly here there are four stages, and they are stage 1, that is involvement of a single lymph node region or structure. So a single structure or lymph node region is affected. So it can be the cervical lymph nodes or the kidney or spleen. These all will be involved. So a lymph node region, maybe the spleen or the kidney area or cervical lymph nodes, or one organ plus one lymph node will be involved. The second is involvement of two or more lymph node regions on the same side of the diaphragm. So a part of the diaphragm is involved with the two or more lymph node, but it is not spread to the opposite side of the diaphragm, maybe in the upper side or in the lower side. Stage 3, that is involvement of lymph node regions or structure on both sides of the diaphragm. That is a stage 3, involvement of lymph node regions or structures on both sides of the diaphragm. So start ചെയ്ത ഭാഗത്ത് മാത്രമല്ല, opposite side of the diaphragm is also involved. And in the stage 4, there is involvement of the extranodal sites beyond that designated as E, and more than one extranodal deposit at any location, any involvement of liver, bone marrow. So here there will be diffuse spread of or diffuse involvement of the lymph nodes and the extra lymphatic organs. So with or without, that is E stands for extranodal site, that is the E. So we can say that the organs are diffusely involved, not only the lymph nodes and lymph node regions, but also it's involving other areas. So this is the staging. We can see with the explanation with the picture later. One more thing which we want to discuss is regarding the staging classification. There will be A, B, X and E. So A means there is no symptoms, and B, the symptoms include unexplained weight loss, 10% of body weight in last 6 months, unexplained fever 38 degrees Celsius in the previous month, recurrent drenching night sweats in the previous month. So these some of the manifestations are present. Then the person will be coming in the category of B. So there is no manifestations or there is no symptom, only the lymph node involvement and other manifestations are seen, then the person is with A, that is no symptoms. And X means there is bulky disease, 10 centimeter maximal diameter of nodal mass and mediastinal mass 1/3 of chest diameter. And in E, there will be localized solitary involvement of extra lymphatic tissue except liver and bone marrow. If this is the only site of disease, it is stage 1E, and by limited direct extension from a non-nodal site, single discrete site proximal to a regionally involved nodal site, that is 2E. That is extra lymphatic tissue, if it is affected, that is coming under the E. And E stands for except liver and bone marrow. And this is about the staging classification. This two staging we have to understand. So the person can be in a 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3E, 3X and 4E, 4X, anything can be there. So this symptom, 1 stands for staging and ABXE stands for the patient, the progress, that is whether the person is having with the symptoms, whether he has some symptoms, and the bulk of the disease like the diameter of the mass, and E, that is extra lymphatic involvement, is indicating in the sign E. Hope you understood. Please read once more so you will be able to understand. So this is the staging. So stage 1, that is the person is with a single lymphatic gland involvement or extra lymphatic organ. So here lymph gland is affected, cervical node, or in other condition lymph gland and the site or the organ which is associated with that also can be involved. In stage 2, in the same side of the diaphragm, you can see that as 2 or more lymph nodes are affected. And in stage 3, both sides of the diaphragm, you can see the involvement, that is stage 3. And stage 4, that is diffuse dissemination involving even the bone marrow and the liver, and also this is known as the stage 4. And in the down portion you can see the person is with 1A, means this stage 1, one gland involved but the person is not having symptoms. B, the person is with fever, night sweats and weight loss. Hope you understood the staging of lymphoma according to Ann Arbor system of Hodgkin's disease. So some risk factors of Hodgkin's disease, it's late to discuss, but the important points what we discussed is very important. That is why family history, there is siblings or the parents to siblings and parents to children, there is chance of getting disease. Then environmental factors are there, like woodworkers, the person who are woodworker, farmers, meat workers, they are having high risk for getting Hodgkin's disease. And in some association with mononucleosis and Epstein-Barr virus, AIDS, bone marrow transplant, after bone marrow transplant. So these are some of the risk factors for Hodgkin's disease, and exact etiology why lymphocytes are undergoing some changes to make Reed Sternberg cell, it is unclear. Next we can see the signs and symptoms of Hodgkin's disease. It is painless lymphadenopathy can be seen like involving superficial lymph nodes of cervical and supraclavicular nodes. The lymph nodes will be swollen and have a rubbery feeling. So just like rubber, we will be able to feel, palpate the lymph nodes. That is a early and maybe the first manifestation which can be seen in the Hodgkin's disease, but the lymph nodes are painless. Next we can see the systemic symptoms. Fevers will be the unexplained fever, night sweats and weight loss. Then pruritus can be there, and Pell-Epstein fever, that also can be seen. Then signs and symptoms of Hodgkin's disease, the pain will be, acute pain can be there, and abdominal pain will be there, bone pain will be there, neurogenic pain because of the compression or the pressure of this lymph nodes over the neurons can be there, and back pain that can be there. So different types of pain, and the swelling can be this much serious and it may be big if it is not treated properly. So these are the type of appearance of lymph node enlargements in different parts of the body. So next we can see the treatment. Treatment is purely depending upon the stage and the staging of patient. So stage 1A and 2A. Stage 1A means there is a involvement of the single lymphatic gland or extra lymphatic organ and the person is without symptoms. And 2A, there will be 2 or more lymph glands are involved and it is in the same side of the diaphragm. In that condition, we will be focusing, the treatment will be field irradiation. The affected area will be irradiated or irradiation of the clinically involved areas plus chemotherapy. That will be the treatment for stage 1A or 2A. The person is not without manifestation. And if it is in a 1B and 2B, that is 1B or 2B, the person is with the manifestations and 1 or 2 stage. That is field irradiation will be the followed by 6 months chemotherapy. And in stage 3A, that is stage 3A, that is both side of the diaphragm is involved but the person is without systematic manifestations. That is 3 cycles of chemotherapy, then total gland irradiation followed by chemotherapy for 9 months. So that is the management in 3A. Next is stage 3B or 4. So 4, when the person is in the 4th stage, definitely the person will be manifestation. So there is no importance for 4A or 4B, the person will be in a 4B stage. So that's why 12 courses of chemotherapy plus irradiation to areas of bulk disease. So that is a treatment for lymphoma, Hodgkin's disease lymphoma, that is stage 1 or 2A. We will be doing field irradiation, 1B or 2B, field irradiation followed by 6 months chemotherapy. And stage 3A, there will be 3 cycles of chemotherapy, then total gland irradiation followed by chemotherapy. And stage 3B or 4, that is 12 courses of chemotherapy plus irradiation to areas of bulk disease. So this is about the treatment of Hodgkin's disease. So hope you understood the topic and thank you. We will be discussing the other topics later. Thank you.